Second place. I know you're not happy.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's better.
Yeah, it is what it is. It was good games. Well fought. Bill is a good duelist. I feel like we're back and forth a lot of the time. I think he's probably got me up on one now. We used to be tied, but yeah, he definitely. We grounded out. It was like an hour and 30-minute match. It was.
Dude, he came from the bottom though.
Yeah, he took it out, man. That was nice. So anyway, I played what I call Paste. P-A-S-T-E.
But it's really just 60 cards.
It's 60 card bullshit. Yeah, it's Phantom Knight, Artifact, Souls, Token, and Force. Paste. Blue Eaton.
It's like you just played 60 cards. No, you just played 20 cards plus 50 games. That's what you pretty much did.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, the reason why I did that is because I was finding a lot of times, like my 42 and my 45 card builds, they weren't seeing enough second cards, and they weren't seeing enough gas. It would just be a weird amalgamation of both, and it just wasn't working out very well. And I did the math, and I'm like, man, like the 60 and the 16 ratio just really worked out really well. So I liked how I performed today. Only had one really bad brick, and I'll tell you guys about that when I go over my matchups here. But yeah, so round one I played a mirror match, and
it's just fun. He said it's just a joke.
I won a die roll, full comboed. I mean, I ended on Griffin, Token, DPE, Rusty, Anaconda, 2 Fog Blades, and Scythe set with 2 hand traps in hand. It was just, there was no deck that was beating that. And then game 2, he went first, and I opened up game of Ash. I get in the mirror. That's just like an OTK. And I did OTK on my turn. Round 2, I played against my bud Nevin as well. Both of these, mind you, were on stream, so I was nervous as all get out. And the funny thing was, Nevin asked for a feature because we're both playing 60 card piles, basically. And so we went to game 3 on that one. Game 1, he won a die roll, just one full combo. Didn't really have any interruption on that. Game 2, I went first. He didn't see the outs of the Scythe. Game 3, it was actually pretty grindy. So like he connected me and Aqua Dolphin me, but the only hand trap I had in my hand at the time was Gamma. So Gamma wasn't destroyed, and I was able to use it on his Isolde. I waited till after he searched because I know like probably has like 2 extenders to make a second one. So I was like, okay, you can activate the effect of Sen. I'm just gonna pop.
I don't think he did.
No, yeah, he did. He sent one. He sent one. He was trying to summon like Fire Fit Lady. I was like, no, I'm not gonna let it happen. I got a game. Round 3, I played against arguably I think one of the best players at our locals, Matt, and he just like obliterated me game 1. He's playing a super spice in his deck. I'm never gonna reveal that. But game 2, and I quote this in exact order. I drew Celestial, Dasher, Driver, Fateful, Boots going first. There's no way. In 60 cards, this is phenomenally low odds for doing that. Round 4, I played against my friend Tyler playing a striker. Game 1, he went first and did a little bit of striker stuff. He didn't see enough striker cards to really play. Like, you know, he had like Ray and Area Zero, I think, and that was basically it. It was just kind of like, kind of like, okay, cool, I get to basically play on a free board. But he had the DD Pro for me, but I had to cross out for it. Round 5. Played against somebody I met just today, Jeremy, really good sportsman. He's playing Brave VW, and I won a die roll and went first, full comboed. Game 2, I had one hand trap, but I think it was like Ogre or something like that, or maybe Ash, and I had to Ash the Faithful Surge because I was like, man, I gotta keep him off the discard, and also the Griffin too. Game 3, I went first, and I just set up the craziest board ever with both artifacts to lock him out, of both summoning from the extra deck and banishing, so there's just no way. But he was real good, real cool about it, real good sportsman, cool guy. Top 8, played against Matt again. This time, I think I won a die roll and full comboed underneath, I think it might have been Crow again. And I had to cross off for it again, thank God. Game 2, he went first. I asked something of his, I don't remember exactly what it was, but he still was able to end on Cheat Shell, Baron, and Blackout and Summon Limit because he got it from Prosperity. But my opening hand was just crazy. Like I had Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, Twin Twister. It just like blew him out. He also put all his monsters at attack position, and I guarantee he's probably never going to do that again. because I baited out the negate with Duster on Baron, and I just blew up his front row and then blew up the back. The next round of top 8, I played against Vince Campana, and man, every time I played against him recently, he's waxed me, but this time I had the one of Imperm. Every time he had the Anaconda ready, and I was like, nah, we're not going that far. Game 3 was a little bit of a grind because we were both like trading hand traps, but I eventually pulled it through because of DPE shenanigans, realistically. And final round, I lost against Bill Wild. That dude's a goat, like straight up obliterated me. Like I realistically, like, you know, we played like an hour and a half or something like that, and I should have just saw the writing on the wall. Like, he was just whooping on me. Couldn't see it in my back removal, but that is neither here nor there. We both played the best of our ability, and we did well. So anyway, here's the actual profile. So like I said, I'm playing this 60 card amalgamation with PK stuff. We'll start with the standard stuff, like the 3 Torn Scales, 3 Cloak, 3 Boots, the super good one-ofs. I almost want to make this, like, bump it up to 2 because, like, that card is insane. The fact that both of its effects are just, like, free extenders. Absolute insanity. This thing is, like, the insurance policy. So, like, if I only open up, like, level 3 extenders and it's, like, I expect my opponent's going to be able to out the, you know, the Brave token stuff, I'll send this with Beanie. And it's like an insurance policy because it could be any one of these, including, you know, this. I think this is a little less standard trap lineup. I'm only playing 2 Falkblade. Because I cut one last minute for some other cards in here I'll mention later, and like I just didn't like drawing trap cards a lot of the time, but I do like the fact that I could discard these or send them from field to grave with souls, draw cards, and their extenders too. Absolutely busted. This card's also like I don't know why people are cutting this one, but like this card makes these guys 1 card Anacondas. You know, that's just that's the way it is. Honorary Pika cards, we got the Foolish Burial and the Rhoda. So basically, this is for sure honorary PK card. This is honorary Brave and PK card because it handles both. But that's it for like the PK stuff in the main deck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not letting I tried to stick up for him, and he goes, "Shut the fuck up, you play prank kids," and I'm like, "Bro, you've literally."
So next is the Brave engine. This engine is crazy. This card is crazy. We got 3 Enchantress, 1 Griffin Rider, 3 Right, 1 Faithful, and 1 Draco back. Like I honestly think that every part of this engine is just absolutely crazy. Like this is probably the most versatile engine that I've seen in a while. Because like we got back row hate, we got, you know, deck thinning and discarding, and you know, just like big tokens. For some reason they made that thing 2000. What were they thinking? We got an Omni Negate, an Extender, and also the Searcher. And then, like, you know, this also got added back for grave when you run out of them from deck for whatever reason. If you're grinding with you know, Eldritch for almost 2 hours. Later, Ryan. Yeah, this engine, I don't realistically see this thing getting, you know, missing the ban list from the next one because this is just absolute insanity. So that's it for that stuff. Some minor extenders here. Just had to play a few. 1 tracker, 1 wielder, and then only 2 E-Telly. I cut one of these also last minute for a cross-out target. And, you know, I really never missed it. It did its job when I saw it. I think this is like a good enough ratio, including like with the Water Enchantress and like the boots to have extenders. It was really, really good when I saw it, and didn't really miss it when I didn't see it.
Why am I about doing it?
And I think the MVP of the deck right here is 3 Magician Souls and 2 of the Illusion of Chaos. Like, these cards are insane. Like, you know, the Brave Engine nets you so many free cards as it is, and then this guy is just like a dark extender that also draws you more cards, and this dude searches out and put your bricks back, like your Drivers and your Celestials and Faithfuls that I always draw. Like, oh man. Dude, this engine is amazing. I'm about to bump this thing to 3 because that card is just straight gas. Straight gas. Like this, I loved it. Every time I saw this card, like I didn't even care if like I wasn't even drawing with it. Like, you know, I used 2 level 3s to make Beanie and then summon this and not even have any spells or traps, so I could just like make Rusty for free. Like, it's so gross. Like I'm so glad that I shout out to, you know, all the base guys who gave me the idea, but I'm so glad I, you know, found a way to mix it in with my favorite deck.
I know the original idea was that they generally used it for, I think it was just Dark Magician decks, but then this is the OCG I'm talking right now. So they were using it for also spellcaster decks. You're obviously invoked and things like that.
Right.
What was the idea behind it? Was it just supposed to be an extender?
Oh yeah, it's an extender that draws all the crazy amount of hand traps that I have.
Because I know the issue you sometimes have is like your hands over here, and you just were like, you just had this, and then you had the adventure stuff, and you didn't know where to go, but just it was like hoping you get to your pieces, which I think a few times it got you there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It got me there a lot of the time. Like even if I just whiffed on like drawing 2 hand traps off this, like that was still free. Like, and I could still like try to make Anaconda and do other things. But yeah, like my thought process was the Phantom Knight traps are all extenders except for Shade Brigadier and Sense of the Graveyard. Shade Brigadier is just an extender on its own. So like I could send those to the Brave Engine. I see those 2 free cards that you could send with it, and you don't really miss them the rest of the game unless you're like playing a grindy match. And I choose not to like send the Faithful. Lets you see side deck cards. Hand traps, like Dark Extender, all day, baby. The 2022 tax for playing Scythe, Celestial, Dasher, the 2 Fusion Destiny. That's just you gotta play these cards if you're playing in 2022, man. Like it's a shame.
You may want to put this down as something, not a secret.
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I drew this more than that today, actually.
I think you drew a lot of them.
I drew these all day today. Every game I had one of these in my hand. I'm playing 60 cards, and that just blows my mind. Every game.
Oh, that's why, because it's German.
Yeah, probably. So is that. Yeah, like I drew those like it was my job today. Like it was just so sad. Just imagine like how good I would have been doing if like I would have been any other card in my deck today. Like it was just crazy. These cards are just like mandatory nowadays. I mean, this card's the best card in the game, probably on top of like DPE, like hands down. It's a quick effect Scrap Dragon that revives itself every turn. It's an extender on the draw phase. It's a draw 2, and it also just gets you to the Scythe lock. So free. Cool thing a lot though today, I did draw Fusion Destiny quite often, surprisingly enough, even with the bricks sometimes. But it would be like I just bare minimum go into like the Brave Engine and Dagda and activate Fusion Destiny, and like okay, you got the Ash? No, all right, cool. Well, now onto the hand traps. We're playing a lot of them. We're playing 3 nib. Useless against the last round Eldritch player, but it is what it is. I feel like that's also kind of necessary. A lot of people think that this is worse right now because the Brave is so big, but like I feel like this plus any other hand trap is basically OTK, and kind of necessary in the combo matchups. Every time I saw this card, besides playing against Eldritch, it was just phenomenal. I love that card to death. Also cross-outed it like crazy today. More E-Telly targets, so it's like kind of like a trap card too. This is Ghost Ogre, Snow Rabbit, MVP. Like I was popping people's cards all day. Like I played against somebody who had just Anaconda, DPE, and anti-spell fragrance. Some point today. I think it might have been Bouquet Panic did it to me, but I couldn't do it then. It was against I want to say. Maybe it wasn't today, but I think it probably happened yesterday. So that's all they had, and I had nothing but spells in my hand. And they go to activate DPE to pop one of my spells or traps, and I chained Ghost Ogre onto it kind of funnily, and they had to pop like they already outed the Anaconda, and they had to pop the anti-spell that was really holding me down and help me win the game. That was I think Barberton yesterday. But also a good thing about these is they're level 3, normal summon them. We love that. 3 Ash, mandatory. I just think that card's the most versatile thing. I wanted to find space for Bell, but this handles just as much. It's like Bell, basically serves as an Ash Blossom for the Brave stuff. Cross-out targets, I'm playing 1 Crow because everybody here is playing Crow and it kind of shits on me. 1 Lancia definitely ruins me. 1 Droll definitely ruins me. And then 1 Imperm. I'm only playing 1 just for the cross-out interaction because I really don't want to see it because with my Shade Brigadier, you know what I mean? So, but actually drawing this day a couple times was straight gas, and I was able to negate like Anacondas and stuff. Pretty good. So that's it for like the hand traps here. Let's see. I think it's 16 total Goseka cards. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, and then the other Goseka cards. The mandatory 3 droplet. You gotta play it. Especially especially good in this deck because you can send your PKs and pluses off of them, and also necessary to negate the Scythe in the mirror too. And then, let's see what else we got here. Oh, the hand trap negation, 1 call by and 3 cross out. I don't know why people drop this card. This card is absolutely insane, and especially now when everybody's playing like the same engines basically everywhere. Like I've crossed out Water Enchantress and like Leviated it back on my turn. Like it was just so gross. Like all day, like cross outing a DD Crow when they try to banish my DPE or my Celestial. Cross-outing the Bureau all day, and then just like never summoning more than 5 times ever again because why would I need to? I crossed out a Scythe today, going second because I already outed the Griffin Rider, and it was just this card. You gotta play this card. You gotta play this card. So that's it for the main deck. It's a straight 60. I know, crazy, but the math worked out. It worked out a lot in my favor. So for the extra deck, we played 2 Break Sword, 1 Leviair, 1 Downard, and 1 Zeus. I feel like this is kind of standard. For a couple of attorneys, I did cut this to 1 and played a Phoenix. And I found that I was missing it a lot. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to swap it back and play the second one. And it actually never came up. I actually never summoned Zeus once. Never Zeused anybody. But they saw the writing on the wall and either scooped before then or, I kind of valued like maybe making DPE over that. But I still wouldn't cut like any other part of this engine ever again. This thing is just so good for follow-up. It also can revive your opponent's stuff, I'm pretty sure. That's how it reads. That never came up, but I always was checking like, let me see your banish, like see if you got anything good for me here. But yeah, this is just all standard stuff. Kind of part of the combo too. So for the Xyz, we got Link Ones, the Amarage, and Link Spooter, mandatory, and they're all like this is helps you get to the 1 card Anaconda. So does this, but it also helps you turn your Brave token into an effect monster if you need to. The combo pieces, Cherubini, Rusty, Dagda, Anaconda, and the God card himself, DPE. Like this lineup is like pretty much solved, and I've considered playing a second Verte as often as this thing gets like impermed or veilered, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, I'll just make another one. I'll probably test that out a little bit more, but I kind of really missed having access to it all the time.
I understand why Bates is nuts, Chop.
Standard stuff, doesn't really need to explain too much there. And then like the last 3 utility cards, obviously the Dark Charmers, crazy. Like this thing reviving DPEs all day. I revived a Ray versus Striker, and just pop their Link monster and then put it back in the graveyard. And pretty gross, Nightmare Unicorn, kind of mandatory, and it's a stepping stone to get into this. This outs a card and this will out the rest. So like if this tries to out a card and it gets baited and it gets destroyed, okay, cool. We still have this for later, but we still basically outed the card we were trying to out because, it dealt with the card, even though this guy lost this, did its job. Discarding Phantom is pretty good too. I consider playing Boral Sword over Axis Code, but Axis Code has done me pretty well with the light and the fire and the earth. Yeah. The second God card in the deck is in the side deck here, Driver. This guy, I probably drew like, I want to say like 3 games today. I hated every minute of it, but like I gotta play this engine because just game is insane. Just negating the effect and destroying it is just crazy. I also sided in against certain matchups that I know are playing a shit ton of hand traps. Like I'll side it in for even going first because I kind of expect the Droll to come down or something like that, or Lancey in the standby phase, and they just don't realize, okay, well, hold this game real quick. And don't worry, I always draw the Driver too, so I'm not really, whooping on them too bad. But the other 2 Lancia, I feel like you got to play 3 somewhere in your list. And the same thing with Droll, playing 2 of those. It's mandatory in the mirror match. It's pretty good against Flunder. It stops all their follow-up. Like, yeah, they could sit there and combo off all day if they want to, but they can't chain block anymore, and it kills all their follow-up, and that's really all you got to do. It's just like, make it a couple turns, and, this does essentially the same thing. I side this a lot for Flunder and the Mirror. I almost kind of want to main it, but it's not a level 3, so. And I kind of expected also, like, some more Bird Up players to be here, or Dragon Link, both of those do pretty well against it, and even, like, with Drytron topping the most recent YCS, I figured there might have been some Drytron players here today, but I didn't see any of them, but I still wouldn't change anything about that. 3 Lightning Storm, Only saw it one time against a Swordsoul player, and I wish I'd have saw it against the Eldritch guy, but it is what it is. 2 Twin Twister. My theory on this over Cosmic Cyclone, I lose to Lancia anyway, and it's for like prank kids, and I know they're going to be like, siding Lancia versus me, so like I want to have a way to out the back row stuff without, you know, it banishing. And then the 1 Duster and 1 Button. Please bring this back to 3. I'm so tired of getting skilled in. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That was that's all I gotta say about that. I want that card back to 3 so I don't have to sit there through skill drain for an hour and a half.
That don't matter. You a pillar now.
But yeah, that's about it. Shout out to Ryan and the Shop Roguesden for hosting a great event. And shout out to all the guys that helped him out. You know, Josh, Andrew, Kamal, you know, the Shredder. You guys did a great job in helping him out today with all like the streaming and stuff. Shout out to the guys that also made top 8. And then shout out to Bill for whooping my ass and I just didn't even know it. And shout out to the rest of the guys I got to play with today. Some of them didn't make it, but they're pretty good duelists and good sports, so that's all I got for you, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great day.